can't take it, how we have to fake it, and I know you hate it too, that's how it is, keeping up appearances. Tell me, was it worth the story? Spare me every gory detail in your mind. God knows I've already heard your side. Betting you hope we can get over this, but I hope you know that we probably never will, even so.
As they say in PIHL hockey, let's do that PIHL hockey. We are trackside at the Ice Castle in Castle Shannon for the 21st and final week of our regular season Pennsylvania Interscholastic Hockey League coverage here on 10-Band TV. It's another PIHL Hockey Night Live doubleheader presented by the Academy of Podiatry here on 10-Band TV. And we begin the final week of regular season play with a do-or-die battle in Division 2, the Blue Division to be precise. Co-op action here at the Ice Castle tonight as the Elizabeth Forward Warriors visit the Carrick Cougars. Hello, good evening, and welcome. I'm Matt Popchock, and again, we are in Castle Shannon, Pennsylvania for both games tonight, as one of the two teams you're about to look at is going to walk out of the Ice Castle with the last playoff spot in the Division 2 tournament, and the other team, well, they're just going to walk out of here. That's the stakes. That's what it's all come down to for the Warriors and the Cougars. The winner makes the playoffs. The losing team is done for 2022-2023. It's as simple as that. And these teams have met once before, as it was the Elizabeth Forward Warriors scoring 4 unanswered goals to defeat the Carrick Cougars at the Ross Draver Ice Garden back on January the 12th in a 5-2 victory. The Warriors warming up to our left, coming in with 16 points, good for the number 5 spot currently in the Blue Division, and they're coming off their 3rd consecutive overtime game and their 2nd extra time loss in their last 3 games. It was a shootout loss at Ringgold Senior Night at the Ross Draver Ice Garden back on last Thursday evening. And that single point, though, as tough a loss as that was, is what is keeping the Warriors alive and putting them in this do-or-die situation, as the Warriors come in losing 4 of their last 5 overall. But again, those 3 straight overtime games and earning points in each of those last 3 games looming very large. For the Warriors, they are a balanced team and a team that's played very well together under the veteran head coach Mark Swankler, a team with a number of underclassmen all-stars, including defenseman Jake Phillips, fellow sophomore Bobby Board, and their leading point scorer and goal scorer, Joey Walk, 16 goals, 8 assists, 24 points on the year. He's a fringe top 10 goal scorer in the overall Division II scoring charts. 4 goals, 2 assists in his last 4 games overall for Walk, and he scored a pair of goals the last time these two teams met back in the 2nd week of January. The Carrick Cougars, they're a team that's always been right there on the precipice in the postseason, but never quite able to get all the way over the hump, and they're 1 win away from punching their ticket and getting a shot to rewrite some of the more sordid chapters in their postseason history. The Cougars, under head coach Chris Sarakowski, uncle of Bishop Canavan captain Ty Sarakowski, we'll see him in action a little bit later, has led the Cougars this season to this point as coach and team manager. Carrick coming in with 17 points on the year, good for the number 4 spot coming in the Blue Division of the co-op Division 2 in PIHL. Carrick has really gotten off the mat in a big way their last couple games. They've won them both after having dropped 4 in a row to fall into this precarious do-or-die position. And their leading scorer, well, not hard to see who the offense runs through for the team in white, Tanner Heidkamp Jr. junior all-star forward, 32 goals, 20 assists, 52 points, always a threat to score on the power play and shorthanded. He's a great specialist as well, coming in just as a junior, again, mind you, with 74 goals lifetime in PIHL play and 137 points in his Pennsylvania Interscholastic Hockey League career. In this year's scoring race, he comes into tonight third in the goals column in the top 5 in assists and ranked number 4 in overall points. The Warriors and the Cougars vying for that last playoff spot, waiting to see as well with whom they will match up for the team that wins anyway. If Elizabeth Forward is victorious, they will meet the Gold Division champions, the Bishop Canevin Crusaders, in round 1 of the Division II playoffs, which begin next Monday and run through next Thursday at sites and times to be determined. If it is the Cougars that prevail, the Cougars also will open the playoffs on the road next week, and they will do so in Harmarville against a team that has defeated them already, the runners-up in the Gold Division, the Deer Lakes Lancers. So lots of implications, lots of ifs at stake, lots of things still to be figured out as teams are wrapping up their regular seasons throughout the league, and in some instances beginning preliminary round playoff play here in the Pennsylvania Interscholastic Hockey League. And we're just moments away from puck drop here between Elizabeth Forward and Carrick. Game 1 of our PIHL Hockey Night Live doubleheader, our final doubleheader of 2022-2023 regular season action. Of course, tomorrow night is our 2022-2023 finale as the Bethel Park Blackhawks will visit the Peters Township Indians in a game that will be simulcast on Peters Hockey TV. Should be an interesting matchup between these two teams in goal as well, as Gabe Myers, one of the more busy seniors in the co-op division, he of 867 minutes played, the most in Division II, is going to get the nod tonight. He's played all but 5 minutes and 41 seconds of action for Mark Swankler's team this season. And for Carrick, the probable starter is the junior, Logan Keaty, who's played the Bears' share of the minutes for Chris Sarakowski's Cougars. Keaty, in his junior season, 520 minutes played, which puts him in the top 10 in the co-op division, and he is also top 10 in goals against average and save percentage. Puck drop imminent at the Ice Castle in Castle Shannon. The winner literally goes on, the loser literally goes home. Week 21 of PIHL action, and ready or not, it's nail-biting time. And the teams have broken their huddles, and we're just about set to go with this pivotal PIHL Division II contest. Elizabeth Forward in black, Carrick once again in white. Later tonight, I mentioned that doubleheader, we will see the Bishop Canevin Crusaders in their regular season finale against another team playing its regular season finale, the Ringgold Rams, a pair of two-time co-op division champions, as the Crusaders won the Gold Division title this year, and the Rams repeated as Blue Division champions. Could even be a Division II championship preview. We'll see what happens, but that should be a fun one as well. A full slate of co-op action for you here tonight, a very exciting way to wind down the regular season as the 2023 push for the PIHL playoffs continues and concludes right now on 10-Band TV. Keaty against Myers is indeed the goaltending matchup. The exciting freshman Reese Medved of Elizabeth Forward to take the face-off against Heidkamp. Who will survive? Who will perish? We're about to find out as the game is underway and the Warriors move this puck from left to right on your TV, computer, or mobile device to begin the game. Puck steered in on Myers. He casually plays it to his right. Given away to one of the Cougars. That's Nolan Hurd, the senior. chipping it to the corner. 50-50 battle going to be won by Elizabeth Forward as it's gotten up ahead to Reese Medved. Medved over the blue line. Medved on the off wing. Medved cross ice shot. Save made! Oh, cutting it off and getting a piece of it was Keaty at the lip of the goal mouth. Oh, what a chance for the Warriors right off the opening shift as that blocker save on the shot by Patrick Melandra is made by the junior Keaty. Aiden Eigenbro, the all-star senior defenseman, playing it from behind his own net for Carrick, up to center for Hurd. Hurd is met immediately at center red by Riley Wright, the sophomore defenseman. Warriors right back on the attack once again, but lost the puck at the last moment. That was Medved trying to put it on net, and the Cougars were able to exhaust some pressure from their own end. Great start to this game, territorially at least, for Elizabeth Forward. Oh, a misplay there by the Warriors, given up to Schmidt. Schmidt from a tight angle. Blocker save made there by Gabe Myers. Cody Schmidt, senior forward, 8 goals, 15 points on the campaign for Carrick as the Warriors counterattack. Board from the high slot, and that's a kick save, and a loud one by Keaty. Elizabeth Forward keeps it inside the Carrick blue line. Phillips, Jake Phillips, all-star sophomore defenseman around the boards before it's intercepted by Carrick and taken the other direction. A hard hit there on Frank Christopher, who got his first and only goal of the season in this building in a game against Bishop Canavan, who I mentioned a moment ago. Cougars pulling back and playing it defensively. Mason Hagan, the senior all-star, up ahead. His outlet pass a little too heavy for Christian Cole. Warriors should be able to play this around the boards and back out to center. They will. Heidkamp attracting attention immediately from the black-clad Warriors as EF plays it back to center red. Carrick intercepts and sends it up ahead to Heidkamp. Heidkamp, stick check from behind by Medved. Heidkamp to the corner. Has a man open along the near boards. That's Cindy Tavares. Puck out in front, intercepted by the Warriors. Coming the other way, Joey Walk. Walk around a man, walk to the goal, walk, shooting, blocker save made up high by Keaty, and he freezes. Keaty with an individual record of 5-4 with 1 regulation tie on the regular season, 382 goals against, 868 save percentage. Made 28 saves in that aforementioned loss to Elizabeth Forward, January 12th, the first meeting between these teams. Again, the Warriors scoring 4 unanswered after trailing 2-1 to win that now very critical game and set up this high-stakes situation here as we got a puck out of play, 2:50 into a scoreless first period. Face off to Myers right, and the Cougars win it cleanly to the boards. Warriors near side for Neal. Neal up ahead a little too far for Josh Hill. Evan Neal and Josh Hill unable to connect there as the Cougars play it to the near corner from behind their own net. And now skating with it up through center for the Carrick Cougars is Max Hagan, the freshman. Hagan hits the brakes in the corner as this attempted pass deflects off a stick or a body and ends up going into the protective netting out of play. Face off to Myers left in the Elizabeth Forward zone this time. Off the boards, it's won by Schmidt of Carrick to the corner. Waiting for it behind the net is Max Hagan out in front. Oh, Myers had to be ready with the stick there at the near post. Warriors under pressure, escape it back to center. Mason Hagan reversing, gave it away to Elizabeth Forward from the side of the net. Keaty with a stick save there, right on the doorstep as Aiden Motil was trying to jam it in. And Carrick with a 2-on-1 the other way. Going down the middle was Bird, taking the shot himself and making the save is Myers on Carrick's Max Hagan. First real quality chance of the game for Carrick with under 13 to go in a scoreless first. Both teams making some changes behind the play as the Cougars give this puck away to Joey Walk. And up into the Carrick bench it goes. And this face-off should come in Cougars ice. And it'll come to the right of Keaty. Clean face-off win by EF. Dangling is Jake Syme. Gave it away to Heidkamp. One of the Cougars helped with a poke check there. I believe that was Ivan Mankulik, the sophomore forward. Now the Warriors take it and go the other way. Here's Joey Walk with speed. Walk to the goal, Walk shooting, stick save, rebound. It's on the doorstep and loose and steered to the corner defensively by Jack Small. Eigenbrode behind his goaltender. Off the corner boards. Cougars slowly bring it up to center. Eigenbrode over the EF blue line, dropping for Heidkamp. Heidkamp edge of the right circle for Eigenbrode behind the net. Played out in front. Heidkamp closes it down side of the net. Kick save Myers, and it's whacked out of there by a gloved hand, that of the Warriors. And I believe that was Phillips who got the glove hand on that legally, being sure not to close it on the puck, lest he incur an own zone penalty. Meanwhile, Elizabeth forward guilty of icing in a fast-paced game, but still no goals quite yet. Both teams coming in with 79 of those, tied for the 7th most in the team offense rankings of the 12-team Division II co-op division. You tend to see a lot of fire wagon hockey in the co-op division, but with what's at stake, you wonder if teams will be a little bit more disciplined, maybe a little bit more risk averse as well, not wanting to make that crucial mistake in the big spot in the game. Out in front it comes. Nobody at center point for Carrick, and the Cougars have to retreat all the way to their own end to play it. And Mason Hagan is going to do just that. The senior all-star blue liner gave it away to one of the Warriors. The attempted pass there by Aiden Motil was blocked up high. Warriors still have it in front. It's a save made by Keaty. Side of the net, he stops the rebound, and a follow-up is put off Keaty's mask. Oh, what an effort there by Elizabeth forwards Josh Hill. And the Cougars just barely escape and send it back to the Elizabeth forward blue line. Puck out of play in Carrick territory. And so the faceoff will come just outside the EF blue line. Miter and Snyder, the referees for tonight's doubleheader, and referee Miter going to do the honors here between Heidkamp and Doug Hoffman, the junior forward, and Hoffman wins it for the Warriors. Eigenbrode at center for Carrick, reverses it to Christian Cole. Cole centering pass, nobody home. Warriors dump it into Carrick territory. Eigenbrode, the alternate captain, up ahead to team captain Heidkamp for Christian Cole. Cole from the high slot, that shot blocked. Good gap control there by Elizabeth forwards Jake Phillips. Phillips only 7 points on the air, but a very solid stay-at-home defenseman, which is a big part of why he got that all-star nod. Heidkamp, right point for Eigenbrode. Eigenbrode above the right circle. Loud save made by Myers, and the rebound is swiped at by a couple of Elizabeth forward sticks before finally Cam Napoli gets it out of danger. Swankler wants to make a change on the fly as his team is guilty of icing with 10:05 to go in the first. Face off to Myers left, puck behind the Elizabeth forward net, played by the Cougars. Max Hagan reversing it, up the boards it comes. Warriors up to center. And Carrick will take over just inside its own blue line. A misplay there by Max Hagan, and that allows Bobby Board Jr. to go after this puck. Down low it comes, and it's taken off the boards by Reese Medved. Medved worked off that puck aggressively by Tavares as Carrick comes to center, 3 men strong. Elizabeth forward getting back in plenty of time as this long shot is denied by Myers. The rebound, though, is still loose at the bottom of the right circle, and the Warriors have it. This puck Murphy dumped up through center, and it's a clever lead pass that finds a stick of Board. Board ridden off it at the last moment by Hagan. Centering pass. Well, too many white shirts in the way of that attempt. As Tavares is knocked down from behind. Penalty coming up, and it's going to go against Joey Walk. The Warriors will lose their leading scorer for the next couple minutes, as the Cougars get the game's first power play, still scoreless here at the Ice Castle. 9:06 to play, period 1. Carrick, a very strong team on the power play this season, in that top third of Division II with a 24.6 conversion rate. Right behind Elizabeth Forward, as a matter of fact, as the Warriors get a strong face-off win and send this puck nearly the length of the ice as it's settled down by Keating. Warriors have struggled on the PK, ranking only 10th at 70.7%, so no time like the present to right that wrong with the season on the line, as Heidkamp has it for Carrick. Up top to Mason Hagen. Hagen for Heidkamp. Heidkamp, bottom of the right circle. Heidkamp from the corner now for Hagen. Hagen center point. Hagen playing pitch and catch with Heidkamp. Heidkamp with time and space. Shooting, save made, rebound, side of the net. Score! Aiden Eigenbrod with a fine how do you do between the legs of Myers. A power play goal midway through the first, and Carrick takes the 1-0 lead here at home. Eigenbrod's 4th power play goal of the season, his 8th goal overall, and the all-star defenseman scores a biggie for Carrick. Myers nearly made a sparkling save sliding to his right, but just couldn't hang on all the way. Heidkamp enters the zone off the ensuing faceoff. He shoots it long, and that snapper is denied by Gabe Myers. Carrick, a team that's woken up in a big way offensively the last couple games. 17 goals in those 2 games. In their previous 5 games, they had 17 goals altogether. Cougars getting a big upset win at Ringgold on February 9th, then beating Trinity in running clock fashion at the end of last week to set themselves up for this one. You peak at the right time, anything's possible, as Heidkamp puts this. Oh, Myers didn't know where it was, and neither did we, quite frankly. Both teams were kind of searching for that puck, and the Warriors were fortunate to play it out of danger. Medved from his own zone. Medved with Heidkamp harassing him. Heidkamp steals it away himself. Heidkamp, the Pittsburgh Predator product, over the line, puts it wide of the net, goes in after his own rebound. Up the boards it comes now to Cole. Cole centering for Mankulik as the Warriors flip it back to center. Tyler Moeller defensively for Carrick. Up ahead, and it comes eventually to Heidkamp one more time. Heidkamp pursued aggressively by Owen Sabatini of Elizabeth Forward. And Sabatini brings it up to center for the Warriors. Sabatini over the line, hits the brakes above the right circle. Shot pass deflected in on net, and Keaty had to read that one and make a save with the right skate. Syme crosses the blue line for Elizabeth Forward. Into the corner it goes, and beyond the reach of Neal. Carrick guilty of icing. Public address a bit muffled. We apologize for that, which is beyond our purview, but in any event, it was Aiden Eigenbrod, the defenseman, netting that critical first goal for Carrick on the power play just after the midpoint here of period one. Phillips for Board. Board, cross ice. And the Warriors having trouble playing that puck. That was Phillips who struggled a bit. No, that was Jake Syme, I'm sorry. Syme outmaneuvers Hagen, plays this puck from his knees. That pass a little too heavy for Doug Hoffman, and the Cougars are able to clear it back to neutral ice. Board outlets it for Syme. Syme in the general direction of Logan Keaty. Warriors go after the dump in, but the Cougars get there first. And they are just barely able to get it beyond their own blue line. Bodies colliding in front of the Carrick bench as the Cougars want to change on the go here. And Board gains the red line and sends it deep into Carrick ice. Warriors making changes as well, trailing 1-0 here in enemy territory. 5:35 to go, first period. The winner will get the last available playoff spot in next week's Division II tournament. Elizabeth forward coming out to the blue line. As one of the Warriors was taken down, play continues. Off-balance shot denied by Myers as he was screened by his own man. This puck bottled up by Eigenbrod. Eigenbrod worked off it as one of the Warriors, is sandwiched between a pair of Cougars. Elizabeth forward, clearing its zone, and this should be icing on EF. It is. 4:55 to play, first period. Now, Gabe Myers coming in, 4th in personal victories with 7 of those, but also 5th in total saves and 4th in shots faced. He's faced a very high volume of shots this year as the Warriors come over the blue line and drive the net. Good poke check by Keedy. Doesn't know where the puck is. It's loose between his legs. Didn't get the whistle, but now he will. And a little attaboy there from Shane Birkenfeld, it appears, as we get a face-off in Carrick territory. Hoffman to take it against Heidkamp, and Hoffman pushed it toward goal, and Keedy had to be ready. Clean face-off win by the Cougars this time as they airmail this puck back to center ice. Bobby Board with it now for Elizabeth forward. Plays it back to his defenseman, Phillips. Phillips going cross ice with Syme. Syme poke check to Myers, knocks it out of the blue paint. Dangerous misplay there by the Warriors, but no harm done. Heidkamp up ahead to Birkfeld. Birkfeld long range. Myers just got a piece of that one. The sophomore nearly fooled Myers. And here comes EF, looking for shooting space, but Eigenbrod quickly takes that space away as Carrick counterattacks. Eigenbrod over the line, fakes a shot to Heidkamp. Heidkamp shoots. Oh, what a glove save by Myers as it deflects out of play behind him. Heidkamp did score a goal the last time these teams faced each other. Coming off his 5th hat trick of the season is Heidkamp in that lopsided victory over Trinity last Thursday. Puck caroms to the boards, and Myers watches it go to the corner, right to left. EF still under a little bit of pressure here as they play it from behind their own net. Cam Napoli back to center. Max Hagen. Outlets for Schmidt. Schmidt unable to take the pass as it's sent the other way by Wright. Napoli over the line now. Napoli poke checked immediately by Mason Hagen. And here come the Cougars. Shot from distance, sticked aside by Myers. That was Nolan Hurd ripping that one. Mason Hagen from left point. Hill putting a body on him for EF. And the Warriors have trouble exiting their zone. Turnaround try by Chris Tomasi as he runs into his own man, Schmidt, inadvertently. A collision in front of the Carrick bench in the final 2:38 of first period play. Carrick leading Elizabeth forward 1-0 in this do-or-die regular season finale as the Cougars ice the puck. Clean face-off win by the Warriors. Snapshot went wide of the net. And it is scooped up by Hurd. Outlet pass a little too far for Tavares. But Tavares did get a piece, so this will not be icing. Warriors play it up, but not out. Eigenbrod with a keep for Heidkamp. Heidkamp shooting. Save Myers. Rebound. Myers was ready again, but it never made it through. Heidkamp from the corner, out in front. Oh, the one-timer is underneath the stick of Tavares. And Elizabeth forward comes the other way. Driving the net is Medved. Medved denied by the Carrick defense. Cougars clear it back to center. And Luke Napoli, the senior defenseman and team captain, gets it up ahead for Reese Medved. Medved left circle for Napoli. Napoli, wrist shot blocked. Small doesn't know where it is. Turnaround try. Oh, the rebound is denied by Keedy on the follow-up by Walk. Eigenbrod back to center. And with it, Medved again for Elizabeth forward. He flips it into the near corner. Riley Wright going in after it as he is met hard by Eigenbrod. Eigenbrod continues to work him over as Wright plays it in the corner out in front. The one-timer put just wide. Oh, what a pretty play that would have been, but Motillo couldn't finish. Final minute of play in the first period. Shot from distance goes wide of Keedy. Napoli off the boards toward goal. It was blocked. Cougars unable to clear, but now Eigenbrod will be able to skate it with his line mates up through center. Eigenbrod slowly over the blue line, off Riley Wright, and the puck just kind of dribbles to the corner. Hard hit there as Myers makes a save on the backdoor play, and the Warriors now give Carrick the what for as the whistle was blown with 44.4 ticks to talk. Carrick really throwing their weight around in their own end and in the opposite end for that matter, and Elizabeth forward trying to mount some kind of response. Heidkamp against Evan Neal, and Evan Neal wins the faceoff. Here the other way comes Board. Board spun off the puck, and that's going to be interference, I believe. The Warriors, as interference is indeed the indication from referee Snyder, earn a late power play opportunity. And barring a goal, this will carry over into the second period for 1 minute and 23 seconds. Now, those late goals can be a killer. Let's see if the Warriors can come up with one here. Phillips from center point, through a crowd wide of Keedy. Right there for the rebound, Napoli. Napoli in front. That was deflected off a stick. Heidkamp not standing on ceremony. Trying to get it back to center, but he can't. And now taking matters into his own hands is Tyler Moeller. Final 15 seconds of the period. Medved had trouble with that one. Eigenbrod tied him up, and he Murphy dumps this puck the length of the ice. And that should just about do it for period one. So the period will end with Carrick leading Elizabeth forward 1-0, but the Warriors will take 1 minute 23 seconds of power play time into period two as these teams battle with their seasons on the line. I'm Matt Popchock, and you're watching it all on PIHL Hockey Night Live on 10-Band TV, presented by the Academy of Podiatry. Now, last year, Elizabeth forward did qualify for the Division II playoffs, losing to eventual champion and two-time champion, I might add, the Neshannock Lancers. Carrick also made the playoffs last year. They were eliminated by Wilmington. Neither of these teams has won a PIHL championship in the existence of their programs. Carrick has come the closest, qualifying for the co-op division final on a number of occasions, as they did in the 2010s at one point for 3 years in a row, but came up short each time. In 2006, when the co-op division was in its second year of existence, the Cougars won the Nailers Cup Championship as champions of the Southwest Conference, but lost the first ever Open Cup final game at the Civic Arena to State College. And Elizabeth forward in 2020, of course, upset Avonworth in a Division II playoff game. Then they were defeated in a heartbreaker in overtime by Ringgold as a chance the other way right off the second period faceoff by Ivan Mankulik was not to be. Phillips tying Mankulik up in the corner. And the Warriors reel it in and send it up ahead, or try to anyway, to Joey Walk. Cougars read it all the way and they send it back into EF ice. A minute to go in the Elizabeth forward power play, which carried over from period one. Warriors down 1-0 on a first period power play tally by Aiden Eigenbrode of the Carrick Cougars. Small up ahead to Heidkamp. Heidkamp content to just take time off the penalty clock, not going to press shorthanded as the Warriors are guilty of icing on the power play, and that's one of the things that will drive Mark Swankler nuts, or any coach for that matter, icing on a power play. First 45 seconds of the second period, we get our first stoppage. 38 to go in the man advantage for EF. Interference, the penalty against Mason Hagan, the all-star defenseman. Warriors win the draw, but give it right away to Drew Bird. And Drew Bird gives it right back to EF. Jack Symes sending it deep around the Carrick goal. Motil with it, side of the net. That shot blocked. Eigenbrode with more good gap control there. 15 to go on the power play. Warriors under pressure. Try to bring it out to the slot area, but it's intercepted by Bird, and Bird doing yeoman's work on this shift to kill the remainder of the penalty. Carrick came in about middle of the pack on the penalty kill. 81% as Bird steals and shoots it on Myers, who makes the save from middle distance. Teams back to 5 aside. A giveaway at center ice there to Drew Bird. He is ubiquitous on this shift for the Carrick Cougars. As Carrick sends this the length of the ice. Referee Snyder makes the call, and we'll face it off in Carrick territory. Face off to Keaty's right. Medved wins it to Walk. Walk on goal. Stick save made by Keaty. Near side it comes. It's taken by Tavares. Tavares couldn't hang on. Medved picked his pocket. Reese Medved over the blue line. Medved, another move. Medved on goal. Kick save. Keaty, the rebound cleared out of there. An alert play by Tomasi in front of his own goaltender. Trying to tee it up there in front was Melandra, the sophomore. He couldn't. Warriors still pressing as this shot ricocheted off part of the post, I think, in behind Keaty. My goodness. Talk about puck luck there for Carrick. Warriors inches away from tying it up early in the second. Good shift here as this shot is snapped just wide. Napoli unable to take this pass. And the Warriors have to tag up at center as they cede possession to Cody Schmidt. Schmidt had that outlet pass knocked aside, and here with it again is Medved. Medved turnaround try, over top the crossbar, and score! The Warriors score! Patrick Melandra nuzzles that nylon on the rebound, and we've got a 1-1 game with 14-12 to go to the ice cut. Sabatini may be the one that actually got a piece of it. Yes, he was at the side of the net. It's going to be Sabatini's goal, his 5th of the season, and the junior with a big one in a big spot with his team trailing. Melandra was ready and waiting, but it was in fact Sabatini who put it in from a bad angle on the follow-up as Heidkamp is denied by Gabe Myers. And Myers alleging that that puck is out of play, and officials concur, so we get a stoppage with 14 left to the ice cut. Heidkamp to take the ensuing faceoff and pushes it to the boards for Carrick. Kept alive by the skate of Muller. Loose in front of Myers and swiped out of there by Motil. Nolan Hurd. in front of the Elizabeth forward blue line, gets this puck deep. Warriors played off the stick of Heidkamp. Heidkamp, unable to settle it down. Warriors come ahead 2-on-2. Aiden Motiel left circle, hits the brakes. Motiel centering for nobody in particular as it's picked off by Mankulik and sent up ahead to Hurd. Hurd stick checked by Syme. Loose puck right out in front to one of the Cougars. It's Mankulik, but he couldn't get a clean shot on net. Eigenbrod with it, edge of the right circle, shot pass, side of the goal, Heidkamp. Heidkamp has Myers down and out, but couldn't get it cleanly on net. Oh, break there for EF. A nifty little maneuver there by Bobby Board Jr. as he goes down hard. Oh, Board is taking a pounding in this game, as I believe that was Mueller who sent him to the ice. Mankulik defensively, outletting for Heidkamp. Heidkamp 2-on-2 with Hurd. Heidkamp shooting, blocker save Myers. Hurd from the corner. Give it up to Jake Syme, Hill gets this one up ahead to Evan Neal. Neal toward goal, save Keedy, and Keedy is hanging on for dear life as the Warriors crash the net, and emotions run high after the whistle. So the Warriors unable to capitalize on that late first period penalty to Mason Hagan, but they do pull even on an even strength marker from Owen Sabatini. And we've got a 1-1 game. Napoli double teamed. And this is going to be a hand pass, I think, on Elizabeth forward. Official's actually going to say hand on the puck, to be more accurate. And off the face-off, the Cougars misplay it and give it away to Joey Wack. Wack toward goal. Oh, the Cougars' Keedy had to be ready for that one. EF again trying to tilt the ice here early in the period as this shot is ripped from well beyond the blue line. Carrick gets their forecheck going off the side of the net, out in front, they score! Birkenfeld has Pac-Man fever and the Cougars have a 2-1 lead. Cody Schmidt snuck it between the legs of Myers and the Cougars get it back. 11:57 to play, second period. Oh, what a sneaky little setup from behind the net there by the sophomore Birkenfeld. And this shot from above the circle, by Hoffman, misses everything, but the Warriors keep it inside the attacking zone. And playing it in his own corner is Tavares. Goes opposite corner to Jack Small, the defenseman. And the junior sends it up ahead to fellow junior Tanner Heidkamp, the team captain. Warriors intercept and counterattack. Chance the other way for Motiel. Motiel bouncing puck toward goal. Oh, Keedy unable to snatch that one out of midair, but the Cougars clear it nevertheless. Hagan. Crisscrossing with Mankulik. Mankulik toward goal. Save made, rebound, score! Hagan hits the deck, and it's 3-1 Cougars. 11 minutes to go to the ice cut. Carrick with 2 goals from their defenseman tonight. All-star defenseman at that, as Mason Hagan nets his 6th of the year. Moments after Cody Schmidt registered his 9th. And off the face-off, it is Schmidt who gave Carrick the lead back in neutral ice, being knocked from behind by Melandra. from the corner. Elizabeth forward, trying to get off the proverbial mat here. Now suddenly down by a pair as Medved forgot the puck as he crossed the Carrick blue line. Luke Napoli pressuring Carrick and working over Schmidt as Schmidt sends this puck deep into Elizabeth forward territory. Frank Christopher from the side of the net. Myers gets the blocker down and makes the save. Nobody knows where it is. Officials still haven't blown the play dead. Now they do, with just over 10 to go in the second. Carrick 3, Elizabeth forward 1, 10:02 to go, second period, as the Cougars try to nab that last available playoff spot in Division 2 here in the regular season finale for both teams. Whoever wins gets that last spot. Regulation win, overtime win, shootout win, it is immaterial. The winning team moves on, the losing team is done. Bird at the blue line. Bird is poke checked from behind by one of the Warriors, and a good play there by Sabatini, who got Elizabeth forward on the board earlier in this period. Tomasi now retreating for Carrick. Oh, gave it away to the Warriors. Chance the other way for Napoli. Napoli couldn't get it cleanly on goal. Cam Napoli, the freshman, unable to find his first of the varsity campaign as Heidkamp counterattacks. Heidkamp side of the net. Oh, good read there by Myers to take away the shot pass. And the Warriors will ice this puck with 9:05 to play. Now the Cougars, their last win on home ice as the home team was right before the holiday break, December 22nd. 7-3 victory over Wilmington here at the Ice Castle. Off balance shot, gloved down by Keedy, who hangs on for a faceoff. Well, none bigger than this one, obviously. Carrick 5-3 overall as the home team coming in it tonight. And they've opened up a 2-goal lead here as we approach the midpoint of the period and the game. Christian Cole worked over along the boards by Motil. EF has it in their own end. Outlet pass is taken by Board. Board backpedaling a bit as he sends it deep into Carrick ice. Muller is going to let it go to Mason Hagen. Hagen, who had that most recent Carrick goal, outletting it near side for Mankulik. Mankulik skating fluidly over the blue line from above the left circle. That shot deflected over top the goal as Christian Cole flips the rebound up high, and it settles down in behind the Warriors' cage. Cole boarded hard by Napoli as the Warriors send it up to the right point but not out. Muller toward goal. That never made it through. Snapshot. Score! Nick, Keith, Jared, there's a fire in the barn. Tanner Heidkamp. Oh, that was just a matter of time. 4-1 Carrick as the captain is on the board for the 33rd time in regular season play. He just does it all for Carrick. Tanner Heidkamp, the all-star forward, 11 points in his last 4 games. And he rifled that snapshot right past Myers. And the Warriors find themselves in quite a bit of trouble here past the midpoint of period 2. I told you about Carrick's last home win, Elizabeth Forward's last win away from the Ross Draver Ice Garden, if you're wondering, November 28th. Also, the victim was Wilmington. That was a 5-4 victory by EF. Elizabeth Forward 3-3 plus 2 regulation ties as the away team coming into this one. Medved, Murphy dumping this puck to the stick of Melandra, who plays it legally and shoots it just wide of the glove hand of Keaty. And a hard collision between Melandra and Nolan Hurd right at the edge of the Elizabeth forward bench as Swankler wanted to change lines. Medved 1-on-3 now as he casually flips this puck deep into Cougar territory. It's sent around the boards by Eigenbrod. 3 unanswered goals by Carrick in this second period with the Cougars season on the line. Centering pass, so that went off a skate. Board unable to handle that one as Carrick clears it, and they clear it a bit too far as the Cougars are hit with an icing infraction. Both teams making some changes before this face-off, which will come to the right of Keaty. To the boards it comes. And driving the net, I should say, was Bobby Board, but couldn't hang on to the puck as Max Hagen sends it in the general direction of Myers. Near corner it comes to Board, and the sophomore all-star sails it up ahead to Aiden Motiel. Motiel trying to dance around a man there. That was Chris Tomasi, but the freshman stayed right with him. Chance at the side of the net. Save made Keaty. Warriors have the rebound. Napoli with it. Luke Napoli toward goal, and a kick save made there off the left pad of Keaty. The rebound is put just wide. A good cycle here by the Warriors with time ticking away in the second period. Centering pass went just under the stick of the intended target as Carrick has a chance possibly the other way. Birkenfeld, who set up a pretty goal earlier in the period, drops it to Hagen. Hagen puts it off the blocker of Gabe Myers, the Elizabeth forward senior. Board up to center. Tomasi backpedaling defensively under extreme duress from Medved. Tomasi ridden into the glass. But Carrick gets it up to center, and a hard hit there on Mankulik as Melandra targeted him. Melandra taking the pass now, and one of the Cougars retaliating, and that's Hagen. And Hagen's going to be penalized for the second time tonight as he and Wright now get into a battles with their sticks. They were kind of whacking at each other at center ice. And Hagen's going to get the gate for a second time. So with the all-star senior feeling shame for 2 minutes and then getting free. A chance for EF to get right back in it. The Warriors trying to get the door to their bench closed there as they begin on their second power play opportunity of the game. 0 for 1 thus far. Jake Syme giving away to Heidkamp on the outlet pass. Bobby Board with it now for EF. Up to Joey Walk. Walk toward the goal, stick save made, rebound, score! Bobby Board goes above Board to beat Keaty on the power play, and the Warriors aren't done yet. 4:17 to go, second period. His 5th power play goal and 13th goal overall as a sophomore this season. Carrick 4, Elizabeth forward 2. Now, as much as you want to look at the Elizabeth forward side of things and say that Rome is burning, still, there's 4:08 left in the second period and still a whole other period of play after that. And again, this is Division II. We've seen a lot of back and forth, a lot of high-scoring games in this classification, and you just never know. Warriors came from behind once before this season to beat Carrick. Can they do it again to save their season and make the playoffs? Reese Medved outletting for Hoffman. Hoffman had trouble with that one as Eigenbrod sends it back into EF territory. Heidkamp between the circles. Heidkamp on his backhand. Heidkamp in the corner. For Mankulich. Mankulich, center point for Eigenbrod. Eigenbrod through a crowd. That went wide of the blocker hand of Myers. Hagen right there for the rebound. It's loose in front of Myers, and he knocks it aside. Side of the net, out in front as the net seems to have come dislodged, but officials gonna play advantage here as the Warriors almost had a 2-on-1 as Melandra was coming back the other way, and Melandra knocked off the puck by Mason Hagen. What great hustle there by the senior to get all the way back and make that play as Carrick has to ice this puck with 2:47 to go to the ice cut. To the corner it goes to Mason Hagen off a clean face-off win defensively by the Cougars. Tavares over the line. Tavares worked over by Nathan Rakunas. Tavares near corner. Tavares double team now as he loses possession. Warriors bring it up ahead. Lead pass. Catching up to this one is Evan Neal. Neal rubbed off the puck by Mason Hagen. Schmidt with it in the final 2:15 of the period for Carrick. Outlets it for Tavares. Tavares around a man. Tavares has Max Hagen cutting down the middle. He tries to go that way and it's knocked out of there. One of the Warriors gotten away with that one. I think that was Rakunas who swept that loose puck out of the blue paint. Schmidt losing an edge as Sabatini comes the other way for EF. Sabatini taken neatly off the puck though by Jack Small. Warriors have to tag up in the middle of a line change here as Neal was trying to get off. Outlet pass for Heidkamp. Heidkamp unable to take it, but he did touch it, so it will not be icing. Luke Napoli around the boards. It's picked off by Christian Cole. Cole to Max Hagen. Trying to go back to Cole, nothing doing. Bobby Board with some space. Board off balance shot. Oh, that just missed the far post. Warriors try to get the rebound deep. Jake Phillips doing so. Bobby Board with his back to the play. To the point for Phillips. Phillips, slap shot deflected wide of net. Christian Cole got in the way of that one. Final minute of the second period. Warriors with a bit of momentum here. Turnaround try, off balance shot, never made it through, and the rebound. Oh, Heidkamp knocked his man off the puck. That was an important play there, a little one, but important nonetheless. Final half minute of the period. Oh, a blind centering pass, a bit of a hope play there from Luke Napoli, and that forces the Warriors to reset. Board over the blue line with 20 to go in the period. Board trying to center it for Walk, nothing doing. Walk with a poke check, and they force the turnover. But they turn it right back over to Christian Cole. 7 to go in the period. And Cole is just gonna send it in the general direction of Myers, who will leave it for Phillips. And so we will cut the ice as the buzzer sounds at the Ice Castle and Castle Shannon, with still much to be decided in Division II. Which of these teams will make the Division II playoffs next week? After 2, it is Carrick Cougars 4, Elizabeth Forward Warriors 2. I'm Matt Popchock, and we'll have third period action for you, obviously, right after the ice cut. But first, some music from the 412. It's PIHL Hockey Night Live on 10 Band TV, presented by the Academy of Podiatry.
I can't take it, how we have to fake it, and I know you hate it too, that's how it is. Keep it up appearances. Tell me, was it worth the story? Spare me every gory detail in your mind. God knows I've already heard your side. Betting you hope we can get over this. But I hope you know that we probably never will, even so.
Look at him, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, climbing his way through the corporate rat race. We've all been there, focused on that next raise, promotion, chocolate bar. Keeping an eye on your health can be exhausting. Weight Loss Direct is a personalized wellness and weight loss program. We utilize an AI algorithm to determine your specific foods and match you with a real-life coach and an easy-to-follow meal plan so you could stay on track to success and health. Check out weightlossdirect.com to learn more.
I can't take it, how we have to fake it, and I know you hate it too, that's how it is. Keep it up appearances. Tell me, was it worth the story? Spare me every gory detail in your mind. God knows I've already heard your side. Betting you hope we can get over this. But I hope you know that we probably never will, even so.
Well, one more period and possibly more left in one of these team seasons. But which one? That remains to be seen. Carrick Cougars 4, Elizabeth Forward Warriors 2, after 2 from the Ice Castle in Castle Shannon. Matt Popchock back with you for more of this pivotal PIHL Hockey Night Live doubleheader on 10-Band TV, presented by the Academy of Podiatry, as the 2023 push for the PIHL playoffs concludes this week. And for these two teams, it concludes one way or the other here in Castle Shannon tonight. And shout out to Old Neon for the music you heard during that ice cut. You can hear more from them at musicfromthe412.com or download the Music from the 412 app to your Roku or Amazon Fire capable device. First period shots on goal were 12-8 in favor of Carrick. Second period shots on goal were 6-aside. So as we do the first grade math, it is Carrick 18, Elizabeth Forward 14 for the game. And Aiden Eigenbrod, was the one who opened the scoring for Carrick just past the midpoint of period one with a power play goal set up by Tanner Heidkamp and Nolan Hurd. It was 1-0 Cougars after one. Elizabeth Forward answering with an early even strength goal from a bad angle by Owen Sabatini. Carrick responding with 3 goals in just under 4 minutes. 3 minutes and 59 seconds, if semantics is your thing. Cody Schmidt, Mason Hagen, and Heidkamp all scoring at even strength. before Bobby Board got a power play goal for Elizabeth Forward to make it 4-2, 12:43 into the second period. Hockey tends to be a sport of streaks, and offense can come and go, and Board had kind of cooled off after a strong first half of the season as we're back underway in period 3. And Board coming on strong as of late, though, now with 6 points in as many games, including 3 goals. That, of course, counts his aforementioned goal tonight. And here come the Warriors to begin the third with a shot pass from Melandra at the side of the net that misfired. Oh, ever since that Heidkamp goal, Elizabeth Forward has tilted the ice as they did at the beginning of the game, and that shot forces a save from Logan Keaty 42 seconds into the period. Warriors making an early line change before the offensive zone draw. And the face-off is going to be controlled by the Warriors. Board on his backhand, brings it around the edge of the left circle. Behind the net for Hoffman. Hoffman out in front, snapshot, saved by Keaty from point blank as he denies Bobby Board a second consecutive goal. The junior quietly trying to steal this game for the Cougars. He's made some big-time saves tonight. Eigenbrod off the face-off win, erroneously puts it up into the rafters inside his own zone. So with the Bishop Canevin Crusaders looking on before their pregame warm-ups, we'll face it off from the same spot. Of course, the Crusaders, champions of the Gold Division, will be in action as Keaty makes another save right off the face-off, this time on Doug Hoffman. The Crusaders will be in action later tonight against the Blue Division champions for the second year in a row, the Ringgold Rams. Should be a fun regular season finale for both those two teams as they gear up for the Division II postseason, so stay tuned for that one after this one. Heidkamp coming the other way for Carrick. Heidkamp couldn't split the double team. And Board sends it around the near boards before it's taken out of there by Mueller. Mueller getting it deep for Heidkamp. Heidkamp very well covered, though, in the corner by Bobby Board Jr. As the Warriors send it the length, this should be icing and is icing against EF. A minute 31 into the third period. Heidkamp to take another face-off for Carrick in Elizabeth Forward territory. Warriors win it. Heidkamp steals it. Heidkamp shooting, kick save, Myers. And coming the other way is Medved. Medved met neatly by Tomasi, and that disrupted the counterattack of Elizabeth Forward as this centering pass is intercepted easily by the freshman, but he can't clear the zone. Medved on the off wing. Medved toward goal, just misses the near post. Riley Wright trying to flag down the rebound. He does. Wright getting crisscrossed with Melandra as the Cougars are unable to get it back to center. Riley Wright under pressure now from Mason Hagan. Hagan rides his man into the boards. Tavares sends it around the glass and back to center. Waiting for it at center red is Luke Napoli. Cross ice to Wright, his defensive partner. Up ahead it comes to Joey Walk. Walk, the alternate captain, wants to come off here behind the play as the Cougars bring it out from their own corner. Mason Hagan weaving his way through center. Hagan over the blue line, poke checked. A good reach there by Lucas Newmeyer, the junior. Jake Phillips from in front of his own goaltender, outlets it for Neal. Evan Neal gave it away to the Cougars, and that was Jack Small picking off that pass and sending it up ahead to Drew Bird. Puck deep into EF territory. Phillips from one knee plays it around the boards, and one touched to one of the Warriors as it comes near side to Neal. Neal flips it in the direction of Keaty, who fields it just in time for spring training and hangs on for the faceoff. Eigenbrod from the corner, just outside the Carrick zone. Puck near side now for Bobby Board, who gains the red line and dumps it in. Eigenbrod with his back to the play. One touch is for Mankulik. Mankulik unable to chip it beyond his own bench. Now the Cougars clear it. EF has to tag up now, and Board carefully plays this puck, dancing around Drew Bird. Knocked off the puck, though, by Schmidt. And Schmidt comes the other way for Carrick up through center. Cody Schmidt ridden hard into the boards as Myers makes a save at the far post. A giveaway to Carrick. Backdoor play. Save again, Myers, and the rebound put off the side of the net. Puck out in front to the point. Eigenbrod slap shot. Oh, Myers got a piece of that one. How did he see that? And it goes up into the netting behind him and out of play. Just under 13 to go in the third period. Warriors trying to battle back here on the road as Carrick tries to add to a 4-2 lead. Puck whacked out of midair by Melandra as Hagen desperately plays it to center, and here comes Nolan Hurd for Carrick. Hurd off an Elizabeth forward body. EF counterattacking. Joey Walk to the corner. He and Moeller get there at about the same time. Walk tied up by Moeller. Warriors pry it free. To the near corner it comes for Reese Medved. Medved is stick checked by Tanner Heidkamp. Out in front and through the blue paint it goes. One of the Warriors was there, and I believe that was Melandra, but he couldn't get a clean stick on it as Carrick is forced into an icing call. Chris Sarakowski barking out some urgent instructions to his players as he changes things up before this defensive zone face-off. He knows as well as we do, this one's not over yet. 3 unanswered goals by Carrick, and 3 quick ones at that in period 2. But the Warriors giving themselves a bit of a lifeline with that power play tally from Bobby Board. Heidkamp with a steal. Heidkamp top of the right circle, over the net and wide. Here comes Board through center. Board 1-on-2. Board couldn't get around the last man. Now he does, but has to go to the corner to chase it. Keedy ready with a stick as the rebound is put just wide of the net. Wraparound try. Keedy again was ready. Phillips, center point. Shot. Save again! I'll take that, thank you very much, says Logan Keedy, the junior. Heidkamp with a clean face-off win defensively, but it's given away to the Warriors. Shot up high, glove save again, Keedy. No rebound. Now, Keedy came in 7th in goals against among Division II netminders, 8th in save percentage. 382 and 868 respectively. Got to imagine both those numbers, are going to come down one way or another after tonight's game. Bouncing puck from the edge of the circle. Heidkamp centers it, and getting knocked off the puck immediately is Tavares. An alert play there by Motiel between his own circles. Off balance shot, blocked by one of the Warriors. And a quick outlet for Bobby Board. Board chases down this puck. Board, side of the net. Board off the pads of Keedy. And the rebound is put to the near boards. Bobby Board over the blue line again, but got crisscrossed with Medved, and Medved was offside. 10:47 to go in regulation. Still a 2-goal game. And generally, the Warriors tilting the ice in this final period of regulation play, but nothing to show for it since that second period power play goal from Bobby Board. Melandra off a face-off win. Melandra to Walk. Walk, the alternate captain, lost that puck at the last moment. Moeller defensively behind the net. Walk going in after that one. Oh, that's Melandra, I'm sorry, in pursuit of that puck as EF has to come back inside their own zone to play it. Medved under pressure. Medved flying down the left wing side. Medved through the right circle now. Medved has that puck on a string. Medved off balance shot. Oh, that just went wide. Not sure if Keedy got a piece or not. Phillips with a good keep at the right point. Phillips through a crowd looking for a deflection, won't get one. Side of the net, Warriors unable to play it cleanly as Medved couldn't center the puck. Sending it the other way urgently is Eigenbrod. Eigenbrod backhander just wide. Oh, he nearly went coast to coast as Melandra counterattacks for EF. Melandra, fan on the shot. Not sure if Hagen got a piece of it, but a bit of a break there for the Cougars. Carrick surveys the play and eventually gets it up to neutral ice. Christian Cole from above the right circle, bouncing puck in on Myers, and Myers doesn't want to take any chances with 9:23 to go in regulation. Now again, we're used to seeing high-scoring games in the co-op division, but just trying to put our finger on the pulse of this one, you feel like another Carrick goal here would be a bit of a backbreaker. Warriors attacking, driving the net, shooting, save made Keedy, and the rebound swiped out of there by Hagen. Shot from distance by Napoli, stopped again by Keedy, and Bobby Board can't believe it. Oh, EF can't buy a goal in this third period. Warriors win another face-off in Carrick territory. Board on his backhand. Board from the edge of the left circle. Goes behind the net now. Out in front it comes, bouncing puck played up, but not quite out. Now it does dribble back to center. And the Warriors have to reset the play here. Mankulik forces a turnover. Mankulik from behind the Elizabeth forward net now. Mankulik centers. Heidkamp right circle. Heidkamp tried to put it in front for Nolan Hurd, but Heidkamp was too well marked. Midpoint of period 3, Carrick 4, EF 2. Bobby Board around a man. Board to the goal. Save again, Keedy! Bobby Board doing literally everything but scoring. Phillips outletting a little too far for Melandra, and that's going to be cut off by Tomasi, and Tomasi nearly gave it away right in front of his own goaltender, and the Cougars ice this puck with 8:08 to go. Oh, Elizabeth forward on the road here, trying to save their season, emptying the tank down by 2. But Logan Keedy, the junior netminder, holding his own for the Carrick Cougars. Turnaround try by Medved was blocked by Small. Warriors out in front. Medved shooting. That's blocked too. The rebound is also blocked. Eigenbrod got in the way of that one. You got to love the way the Cougars are supporting their goaltender there. Small poke check by Melandra. Melandra under duress from 3, maybe 4 white shirts, and that was just a matter of time as Christopher gets it up through center. Play continues. Oh, Myers thought he had himself an icing call there, but they say Christopher just barely was able to gain the red line. Coming the other way and putting it over top Keedy is Melandra. A wiry shot there up into the protective netting. Well, if Elizabeth forward somehow does prevail with 7:23 to go in the third period, they would be locked into the number 4 Blue Division seed, which means they would play the Gold Division champion Bishop Canevin Crusaders in round 1. Canevin defeated the Warriors earlier this year in Rostraver by a 4-1 score back on December the 22nd. If Carrick wins and hangs on to win here, they will be locked into the 3 seed out of the Blue Division after tiebreakers and whatnot. And Carrick will also go on the road, or would also go on the road, I should say, to begin the playoffs. They would go to Harmerville to take on Deer Lakes. And those teams also have met previously. Deer Lakes prevailed 5-2 back on October 24th at the Alpha Complex in a game you can watch right now on demand on 10-Band TV. Bobby Board from the corner. Board out in front, underneath the stick of the intended target. Warriors still on the attack here with 6.5 to go in the game. They need a pair to tie. And Mueller unable to get it out of the corner, and we got a whistle and a stoppage in play and a penalty coming up against Carrick. Swankler unable to get the extra attacker on, but cross-checking is in fact the indication against the Cougars. And this time it is the other Hagen, the younger of the two, Max, the freshman, getting the penalty with 6:18 to go in the third period. Warriors 1 for 2 on the power play. A big one here for both teams. Heidkamp wins the faceoff and sends it the length of the ice. And another whistle here. Are they going to say false faceoff? There was a scoreboard error, apparently. They drop it again. This time Heidkamp tied up. Phillips has it right point. Phillips fakes a shot, goes to the right wing side. Medved off balance try, that just missed. Luke Napoli to the corner. Warriors with again, Medved slapper off the post! Reese Medved finding metal but not mesh. That close to his 5th power play goal of the season. Warriors on the attack, but give it away to Heidkamp, and Eigenbrod is just able to get it back to center red. Phillips backpedaling. 1:25 to go in the Warriors power play. Joey Walk creates space. Walk off balance shot. Blocker save Keaty. The rebound whiffed on by the trailing man Melandra. And the Cougars again clear it. Eigenbrod one more time. 1:10 to go on the power play. Warriors setting up more deliberately now from behind their own net. And one of the Cougars without a stick as Jake Phillips crosses the blue line. Phillips backhanding it toward the goal, snapped at, whacked at by Doug Hoffman, but over top the net. Medved has the rebound. Medved off balance toward goal. Keaty the save. The rebound put wide. Wraparound try. Save again, Keaty. It's still loose, and somehow Logan Keaty has it. And the Cougars, with 37 seconds left in this critical PK, live to fight another day. Have yourself a day, Logan Keaty. He's pointing to his back and he's saying, hop on, boys, I got this. Schmidt helps the Cougars clear the zone. 25 to go in the man advantage for Elizabeth Ford. Coming the other way, Hoffman. Hoffman lost this puck to Tomasi. Tomasi around the boards. In pinching is Jake Syme. Up to the point, and just barely offside, says these USA hockey officials. And let's see who it was who made the call. I believe it was, yes, it was Snyder. Bobby Board disagrees. Looked like the puck was still on the blue line from our vantage point. Do with that information what you will. 9 seconds to go on the power play. Carrick that much closer to a critical penalty kill here, leading by 2 goals. And they're going to get that penalty kill as they get a face-off win. What an effort from the Cougars here on special teams. Walk to the goal. Walk driving the net. Oh, Keaty took a bit of a pounding, and I don't believe it was intentional, even though Cougar fans obviously not happy. Walk just trying to drive the net and finish the play, and Keaty was right place, wrong time. Let's just put it that way. But appears to be all right as he will take off his mask for a moment and get his bearings straight. Teams back to 5 aside with 4:10 to go in regulation, and it's still a 2-goal game. Heidkamp tied up off the faceoff. It's one to the corner, sent up to the point and up through center. No icing, they say. Napoli from his own end. Give it away to one of the Cougars. Mankulik shooting, blocked. Mankulik taken to the ice immediately, and he's a bit slow to get up as Schmidt puts it into the circle. Warriors back to center. Medved under pressure from Heidkamp over the blue line. Medved poke checked by Heidkamp, and the captain gets it up ahead to Ivan Mankulik. Warriors put it out of play, Carrick side. Face-off should come in the neutral zone, and it will indeed come just outside the Carrick blue line. And Mark Swankler, I believe, is going to use his timeout here with 3:35 remaining in the third period. Well, it's becoming more and more in vogue for coaches to pull goaltenders sooner late in games with their team trailing by one or more goals. So let's see if that becomes the situation here for the Warriors. Last time these two teams played, the proverbial skate was on the other foot. It was Elizabeth Forward leading 4-2. And it was Luke Napoli who got an empty netter to finish off that game and the victory for the Warriors back on the 12th of January. And Gabe Myers over at the EF bench trying to give some words of encouragement to Bobby Board. He and his teammates have had a number of grade A chances in the third period, but Logan Keedy shutting down EF to this point after allowing that second period goal to the aforementioned All-Star. And for now, it looks like Myers is going to remain in between the pipes with time ticking away in the third. For how much longer is anybody's guess. Once again, Bishop Canavan and Ringgold are the nightcap coming up after this one, whenever it ends. The two divisional champions of D2 going at it in their regular season finales. Now, if you wanted a championship preview in our last week of coverage, you got one right there. That should be a very good game and a great way to end the evening as Heidkamp is denied from over 60 feet. Medved, one-touch pass to Board. Board gets this puck deep. Joey Walk going in after it. Eigenbrod got there first but gave it away. Warriors this time keep it inside the blue line. Napoli through a crowd. Oh, deflected wide by Walk. Walk had a pair the last time these teams met. He gives it to Medved. Medved shoots it right into the logo, and Keedy hangs on. 2:48 to go. The Cougars, an amalgam of Pittsburgh Public Schools players against the Warriors, an amalgam of players from the Sarah, McKeesport, Fraser, South Park, Greensburg Central Catholic, and of course, Elizabeth Forward school districts, battling for the last playoff spot in the co-op division. From the side of the net, oh, that just went wide of the blue paint on that effort there by Drew Bird. Heidkamp, edge of the left circle. Around the boards, Nolan Hurd waits for it and puts it to the corner. You get the sense the Cougars are just trying to keep this puck deep any way they can and avoid any last-minute silliness in their own end of the rink. Here comes Elizabeth Forward, though. Medved, his shot blocked by Heidkamp. More good gap control defensively from Sarakowski's club as this puck is put out of play by Small, and that's a break for EF with 2:05 remaining. Now, Gabe Myers has skated out to the slot area, and we might have seen the last of the senior, depending upon how this faceoff goes. The Cougars win it, and they send it up to center where Phillips flags it down, bounces it off the boards up ahead for Sabatini. Sabatini couldn't handle. Tomasi puts it off a shoulder with under 2 to go in regulation. And one of the Warriors lost an edge as Mankulik was looking for a steal. And here comes Elizabeth Forward. Sabatini shooting it just wide. He nearly missed his second. Phillips with 1:35 to go gets this puck deep. Warriors from the near boards playing this puck. Turnaround try, Hoffman sticked aside by Keedy. Heidkamp has it for the Cougars. Heidkamp roaring through center, and he sends it just wide of the open net. Oh, Myers wanted to come off, and he had to scramble back and nearly got beaten well out of position. Instead, it's icing on Carrick, and again, the Cougars, or the Warriors, I should say, catch a break. Warriors get this puck to center. Oh, that was not icing, evidently. Not sure what the official call was as the faceoff ended up in EF ice, but in any event, here comes Joey Walk. Cross ice pass to the goal. Save made by Keedy. It's underneath his pad. Medved will get nothing and like it with 1:01 to go. And now the net is in fact vacant down to our left. Warriors down by 2, going 6-on-5 the rest of the way. Both teams' seasons on the line in this final minute of third period play. It's sent the length and into the empty net. Thank you, sir. May I have another, and may I have a ticket to the Division II playoffs. Aiden Eigenbrode. The 199-foot empty netter, his 9th of the season, and none bigger as the Carrick Cougars appear to have punched their ticket to the Division II playoffs. Eigenbrode off an Elizabeth forward glove, that of Rakunas. Eigenbrode backpedaling. So the Cougars will end the regular season at 9-8 plus 1 regulation tie. Elizabeth forward will end the regular season at 7-9 plus 2 regulation ties. And the Carrick Cougars are headed to Harmarville next week to take on the Deer Lakes Lancers, the Gold Division runner-up, in the opening round of the Division II playoffs. 15 seconds left. Warriors bring it through center. Jake Syme. Poke checked by Eigenbrode. 5 seconds to go. And for one night, and one night only, Castle Shannon is Cougar Town. The Carrick Cougars have salvaged their season, and they snatched that last Division II playoff berth. Your final score from the Ice Castle: Cougars 5, Elizabeth forward Warriors 2. Carrick inverting the score from that first regular season meeting to earn their spot in the 8-team Division II postseason. And hockey hugs and some hockey cheers as well off to our extreme right for Logan Keedy. Keedy finishing unofficially with 24 saves as he absolutely helped the Cougars steal this one and nail it down in a tense, hard-fought third period that saw the Warriors really empty the tank after getting back to within 2 on the power play. But it is Carrick that ends the regular season with 3 consecutive victories. And the Cougars with Keedy in between the pipes as he celebrates with backup Reed Richardson. They are moving on to the postseason. Thank you, executive producer Todd Kazarowski. Thank you to the left shark, Michael Lyman, for his fine camera work as always. The Cougars are playoff bound here in Castle Shannon as Carrick wins over visiting Elizabeth forward by a final score of 5-2. I'm Matt Popchock, and Bishop Canavan versus Ringgold is next on our PIHL Hockey Night Live doubleheader on 10 Band TV, presented by the Academy of Podiatry.